Hello, all you precious ones. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this space. You are what makes this space beautiful and precious and good. It is your presence. This space is only a representative of what it is and what it means to be a sanctuary. It is you. You are the sanctuaries. And when you bring your holy and sacred self into this space, it makes it a sacred space, a beautiful sanctuary. It is you that brings the beauty and the high vibration and the transformation into the space. And isn't it lovely to be connected for a few moments to others of a high vibration, others who are moving into being their true and enlightened self. Constantly, with every thought, every action, every reaction, every feeling and emotion, every speech you are choosing. With every single one, choosing. In each moment, choosing. And you, in the choosing, you are ascending and recreating yourself and becoming something brand new. And this is not some type of trite cultural, a New Year's sort of thing. This is a real visceral translation into a new version of yourself. You can translate into a new version of yourself in every moment. How far can you shift in a moment? Well, that's quite up to you. But shift as far as you can. Lean into being a loving, all-powerful being, which you are. You are creating everything in your reality. No thoughts are neutral. Every thought has a vibration and every thought is creating something. Every thought has a vibration and every thought is creating something. So if things are showing up in your reality that are things you don't want, well, there's a reason for it. There's a thought attached to it. And be very generous and gentle with yourself when things are appearing that you are creating that you do not want. Gentle and generous. And just laugh and dust yourself off and begin again. Now we will share a little story with you. When we first began to visit this vessel, we from the beginning called her a vessel, and one night the gentleman asked, why do you refer to her as the vessel? So we're going to share why. Because it applies to you as well, if you so choose. When a master potter is sitting before the wheel with the clay on the spinning wheel in front of him, he can do nothing with hardened clay. Would you agree? Oh, that was weak. Would you agree? Yes. Yes. So he needs the clay to be wet and soft and moldable. And even more than that, it is the motion of the wheel that assists in the creation. It is the motion of the wheel and the wet and the pliable and the soft clay that can be shaped and reshaped and moved and shaped and moved and shaped and stretched and bent. And what becomes of the vessel, the form that it takes, will dictate its use. Would you agree? And so we call this woman a vessel because she is clay on the potter's wheel. Who is the potter? Well, we'll let you decide. We don't choose to put many words to it because why would you put words to something that is, or someone that is beyond words and beyond understanding? Would you agree? to explain the unexplainable, well, that is a fruitless task. But there is a master potter. And you may call this potter by whatever word serves you, but choose your words carefully. And you might want to change the word that you use for this potter from time to time to keep yourself from getting stuck in limited concepts of who and what all of that is. Okay? So stay on the wheel. Stay on the wheel. If you get off the wheel, then nothing shall be formed of you. Stay on the wheel and let the potter keep her hands on your life. Pushing, pulling, gently pressing and turning. There's nothing violent going on here. There's nothing harsh going on here. If there is something violent or harsh, it's not the potter. Would you agree? Okay, it's gentle and formative, and you are constantly changing. And so this is what we asked of this vessel early on. We asked that. When we say we are referring to the potter that we speak for. We ask that she stay wet and moldable and pliable, and that she not be fired by any oven of men, by any ovens of culture, of religion, of finance, or any such construct in the world, that she not allow herself to be hardened by those things. And we know how difficult this is for you, especially those of you who are working jobs, who are moving in and out of the matrix every day, in and out, in and out. You are a part of, you are in these constructs. We won't say you're a part of them, you're moving in and out of them. It is our desire that you not be a part of them, but that you move in and out of these constructs without being molded or shaped or hardened by them in any way. You see, many have come into their incarnation as these beautiful, moldable souls that they are, with the intent of the potter that they become beautiful vessels to contain glory, the glory of God, to be God on the earth, to be full of light emanation. That was the desire of the potter for all souls. But unfortunately, they got off the wheel and into the ovens of the culture, and they were hardened into a form. Are you following the metaphor? And so, unfortunately, for some of those, if you were to try to reform them in some way, it would require shattering them. And that is not a good thing, you see. What is better is to stay on the potter's wheel. Let yourself be shaped. Keep it wet, keep it loose, keep it moving, keep it undefined, keep it open to being something fresh and new in every moment. To be, in order that you may be a vessel for whatever the potter wishes to bring to the earth. And not hardened. And so all of us have areas of our heart that become hardened by wounding. And when we have been wounded by life or structures in the culture, or especially by others, mommy and daddy wounds are always the biggest. Would you agree? Yes. And we all have that in common. But let's grow up now, right? And stop blaming our parents. We are spiritually mature people here. And so we have these wounds. But if we want to stay pliable and fresh on the wheel, we must let go of our attachments to those things. See, these wounds, they are like little bits of debris that get caught in the clay. And the master can reach in and just pluck it out. That is all. And this is one of the things we are asking of this vessel. And we will share it with you because we want you to join this intention. Sometimes this vessel reads the things coming to her. And people are struggling and hurting. They are in pain. And she is concerned that she cannot deliver. And she cannot as a human. But as her beautiful God self soul, she goes certainly can deliver. And so this is what we asked of her. We said, we want you to have an expectation of miracles. Actually, it was Michael, our boss, who said, we want you to expect miracles. So that's the only job, to just expect them, to make a space for them. And we gave her a picture because pictures are helpful for her. And this is the picture. If you've ever wanted to get on an elevator and the elevator door was closing, but some kind person that was already on the elevator stuck out their foot or their hand to hold it open for you. Has this ever happened for you? Yeah. So this is what we are asking of this vessel, and you may join. Would you simply get on the elevator and be moving up in your trajectory, up in your perspective, in your vibration, in your frequency, in being the enlightened soul, the enlightened being that you are. Move up. But as you're moving up, should the door open and someone asks to get on, will you put your hand in the door for them so that they can get on as well? So being a vessel, staying soft, pliable, moldable, not attached to a particular way in which you want to be used. If the master wants to fill a vessel with honey, the vessel does not talk back to the master and say, oh, no thanks. I'd rather have some vegetable soup inside of me. You see, the vessel doesn't talk back to the master. The vessel is happy to serve. Happy to serve the one who knows better than she. The one who knows all. The one who knows of what service she might be. And the highest service of which one might be. And so, my dear, you are of high service. You are a vessel. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing in life, whatever your station is, whether you are the president of the United Nations or the man who picks up the trash on Monday morning, you are of a high station. You are a vessel of divine content. And what you carry is bliss and perfection and wholeness and joy. So if there are things that have been hardened into the vessel of who you are, it's okay. Allow yourself to come back on the wheel. Allow the master to supernaturally lift out these things. You see, this vessel has been writing this week about emotional freedom. And there is a misunderstanding about what it takes to be free from your trauma and your wounds. For many of us, our egoic nature wants to be heard and listened to, and the ego wants to rehash the old over and over and over. And do victims deserve to be heard? Most certainly they do. Most certainly. Do they deserve comfort? Yes. And love? Yes. And acceptance? Certainly. But then there comes a time where the repeating of one's story becomes an attachment to an egoic personality of victimization. You see, you have been a victim at a point in the past. True. But if you are going to be a victim now, it is your choice. And this is part of the oppression of dark entities on this planet, is they want all of us to identify heavily with an identity of victimization. And so they unleash trauma and hurt and wounding of every sort. And then they want you to get married to your stories, attached to them about your pain, in order that they can keep you re-traumatizing yourself over and over and over with your thoughts and feelings about a past wound. Does that sound familiar to anyone? But you see, what you feel about a real wound can be felt fully one time. You can embrace the pain of what happened to you. You can fully embrace it once and feel every bit of it and be done with it. But your fearful parts will tell you that you must hold on to a bit of it, and that you must not love and you must not trust, because if you love and if you trust, it will happen again. Well, who says it will happen again? Who says? Your fearful parts say. You see, fear is always built on a lie. And if you deal with the lie, then the fear will die. And there's so much noise out there around emotions and emotional freedom. There are even lists of dozens and dozens and dozens of possible things you might feel at any given time. But does that help you get free to think about it? See, thinking about a feeling and feeling it are two different things. And talking about a feeling and moving the energy of it are two different things. And many times in the talking about it, you re-traumatize yourself by reliving the emotion connected, rather than freeing yourself by just feeling it. So wounds ultimately are energies that you have tucked away in your body, in one or more places in your body, because your fearful mind has convinced you that if you feel it, it will be the end of you. You won't survive it. And that, my dear, is a lie. All emotions are energies. And as this gentleman so adequately taught this vessel on a consistent basis, you can transform any energy by what you think about. And there are only two choices here energetically, love or fear. love or fear, love or fear. So choose love and trust. And when you feel afraid, be so kind to yourself. If you were with a child that was frightened for some reason, you would not chastise the child. If you took a child to a movie and they were very frightened in the movie, you would take them by the hand and take them out of the movie, wouldn't you? So why would you treat yourself any different?